What's up everyone, Silverpone here, and today I want to talk about if Xenoverse 3 is actually possible or not. Just kind of my opinion on the matter, so let's get into it. The Dragon Ball Xenoverse series consists of 2 titles as of now, and fans speculate over the potential release of a 3rd installment in the series. But with the massive pool of DLC flooding into Xenoverse 2, some people think otherwise. And I'm here today to give my opinion on the matter and some facts that may contribute or negate the speculation of a 3rd game. So let's start with the numbers. Between both Xenoverse 1 and 2, the game sold over 10 million copies. Well, technically Xenoverse 2 sold 10 million copies on its own, but altogether it's over 10 million. With this number being as huge as it is, the player base is also bound to be massive. At least for Xenoverse 2, since it is the latest game that was released. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an accurate count for the active player base across all the platforms, but I will say as an Xbox player of Xenoverse, there always seems to be people on the game and playing, even when I just queue up. Sometimes it takes longer than other times to find a match, but usually people are always playing. Usually it's like a ton of people doing like offline quests and stuff like that, so the game constantly always has people on. At least from what you can see in the multi-lobbies too. Like some people may be playing single player and you don't see those people, but yeah, people are always on. Also looking at other creators who play on PlayStation, it seems very saturated too. I think for example like Syriax or Rhymestyle or even Burkle or anybody, like the people that play on PlayStation, they seem that they always have like matches in game. I don't know if they ever wait a super long time, but from what I've seen, it seems like they find matches relatively quickly. So that's pretty cool. I can't really talk about Switch and PC because I don't know the player count for those. I don't really play those on those platforms. But I will put up a Steam chart on the screen right now to give you an idea of the PC version. Switch, I'm sorry, but I know that from what I've seen online and like on Reddits and stuff, like a lot of people do say that they play on the Switch, so I guess the Switch does have a player base. But either way, the player base is big and growing still, which is honestly insane considering the 7-year span from the release of Xenoverse 2 to now. But hey, the game is still fun like I said, and especially playing online, so. Now looking at the sales between both games and the player base being seemingly active across all platforms, Bandai may be sort of at a stump as in the direction to take. They could announce Xenoverse 3 soon and already be looking at the success of 2. They would already understand that the game will sell no matter what. Now let's say they did announce Xenoverse 3. If the game drops and tons of people already have their pre-orders and the servers are working overtime, if for whatever reason the game didn't hold up and people weren't happy with the 3rd game, Bandai would have to face that as a complete loss, as well as come to terms with the fact that they can't release any more content for Xenoverse 2, DLC wise, being that Xenoverse 2 is their big hitter, leaving them in quite a stump for the Xenoverse series, which is like one of the worst outcomes I guess you could say for the entire franchise or the series, but I don't think that that would actually happen. Let me get into why. However, being that they have a long time to work and improve on 2 and maintain a decent player base, they already have the formula to cook up a new game that will in turn make everyone impressed with Xenoverse all over again like they were from the first game until now. Now we do know that Bandai does look at some fan ideas and opinions for games, and sometimes even releasing surveys for games like they did for Xenoverse 2 after its release announcement, and even now with Dragon Ball The Breakers. So with this in mind, we can honestly expect them to be open-minded when it comes to valid opinions from the consumers, us. For instance, my 10 things Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 needs video was to serve that purpose as well. If you haven't already, go and check out that video. And thanks for all the support on that video, by the way. That video got a lot of support. I didn't think it would ever do as well as it did, so just, you guys are incredible. Thank you for the fan base and everything. Just all I can say is just wow, to be honest. I didn't think that video would just explode like it did. But yeah, with all the videos, surveys, and breakdowns, I'd say it's hard to believe that they haven't seen something. So to any creators talking about Xenoverse 3, we should all keep it up, because Bandai in turn will eventually see something if they haven't, which there is quite a demand for Xenoverse 3 if no one was aware online. But hey, you're watching this video, so you probably already get that. But realistically, there's almost no way that they don't know the fan base is eagerly waiting for the day it's announced. Between all the big name creators and online threads, and even downright spamming on the official Bandai pages. Like if you go to Instagram and go to some of the Bandai posts, some people still to this day comment on every single post, hey, Xenoverse 3, where's Xenoverse 3 at? Like they will not leave them alone. I don't really check Twitter too often, but I'd imagine Twitter is like the same, relatively. So somebody at Bandai, they had to have seen something. There's no way that they haven't seen anything about Xenoverse 3. I remember Siriax did like a whole stream about Xenoverse 3 once. It wasn't that long ago. I want to say it was last year. But it was a whole stream talking about just, hey, Xenoverse 3, I'll play until Xenoverse 3 gets announced or something. So, and he has people that look at him from actual like Bandai and stuff. I know that him and Rhymestall got flown out to play Xenoverse 2 when it was first announced. So I'm pretty sure some of the people have seen his content, and he's talked about it before too. So that's pretty cool. Also, on this fact as well about Xenoverse 3 and YouTubers, recently a YouTuber that most of you guys already know, by the name of Burkle, released a video where he pretty much confirmed that Xenoverse 3 was going to get released. It's up to speculation for everyone to believe whether or not this was true, but I want to take Burkle for a credible source, and it could have been a technical error for whoever sent him the letter that said Xenoverse 3 was confirmed, but I'm going to take it at face value and just say that they knew what they were doing. They said the upcoming Xenoverse 3, so, I mean, they had to just sit there and look at that for a second. Like, I mean, it could have been a typo, but hey, who knows? I'm going to say that they knew what they were doing. But it's safe to say that that it is true either way, because there were leakers confirming Xenoverse 3. I know Geekdom said something about it as well. Now that this is coming out, it's even more, it just gives more validation to the point that we're probably going to see a third title at this point. After all, if they really want to hit a market for DLC, they could implement many different things in a third game. It doesn't have to just be characters, moves, a new map and PQs, and some new story missions. Depending on how they structure the third game, many different forms of things could be potentially available. On the top of my head, I'm thinking about something like flight animations. Like, you know, in Xenoverse 2, when you fly around, you kind of have like this little twirl that your character does mid-air. Instead of having like a twirl, maybe you could do like, you know, just standard flight, or like maybe like a flip or something. I don't know. It could just be like something cool they could implement. Or even like a house. And these ideas, like the house idea, would work better for like an open map type of game. If they choose to go that route, which I believe they should go open map. But they really should implement the open map again, because the formula that they have now for Xenoverse 2 works. But if they really were to go into Xenoverse 3, if they kept the same formula for Xenoverse 3 as they do 2, it would pretty much be the same game, and people would be looking for more improvements in the fighting aspect. You'd have to change the combat drastically to make it different. If we just have the same, like we have a lobby and then we have some maps and then we just fight on those maps with some cutscenes, you know, like story missions and whatnot. If they were to keep it that formula, like, yeah, like eventually, like the only thing you can really improve at that point is just the fighting and maybe like the character models and like, you know, the textures of the land and all that. But if you were to go open map, you can incorporate many different things in Xenoverse. The lobby worlds in Xenoverse 2 already have like a lot of CPUs everywhere, like talking, like you can walk up to them, talk and do a bunch of stuff. Dragon Ball Kakarot has the same thing in like the open world. So if they were to go that type of route, like they could do the same thing, have even more CPUs, incorporate like different types of missions, just make the game a lot better and just way bigger than it used to be. And I've already talked about these points on my 10 things Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 needs video, which I've already mentioned. But you can go check that video out. I talk about that some, and also in the Let's Talk Xenoverse 3 video, I mentioned it a little bit as well. So I think it's smart for them to go open map route, and I think that's just something that they should do if they want to maintain like longevity for the third series as a whole. Because like I said, if they were to keep it the same as Xenoverse 2, not much is really going to be different besides like just getting some new fighting and stuff. But to put it plain and simple, Bandai has all the tools they need to produce and present an amazing third game. The end of Xenoverse 2 may seem like it will never happen, but again, if they want to capitalize on money and make a third game that would break charts, considering they structured the game correctly, Xenoverse is still a standing name in 2023 and still has people talking to this day. So they obviously did something right. I'll end this video off by saying yes, I believe Xenoverse 3 will happen. I don't know when, but the end of Xenoverse 2 is inevitable. It's all about how they manage the time it has left. But whoever is making the lead charges about Xenoverse 2, the lead ideas, they are completely and utterly skilled. Because they know how to get everything out of Xenoverse 2 for what it's worth. But hey, I'm not going to complain again because Xenoverse 2 is an amazing game. It's super fun. So hey, like, all the stuff that they're doing for it is incredible. And that goes to show you that even if a third game does come out, expect for them to continue to put some like care and nurturement into that game for a long time. Because fellas, it might be the last Xenoverse we ever see. I don't think Xenoverse 4 is just ever going to be a thing. Xenoverse 3 is probably going to be like the last standing thing before they work on like a new title or a new type of concept for a game. Well, which the day that happens, that'll be insane to see too. But until then, we have like Budokai 4, and then we have some more games come out until we see Xenoverse 3, unfortunately. But I do believe that Xenoverse 3 will happen. And the day that Xenoverse 3 is announced, I will not be surprised in the slightest. Only for the simple fact that we have all this information, the leakers, Burkle's video, like all this stuff. It's just, there's no surprising anymore. We've been talking about it for a long time. It makes the most sense for them to do. So yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry for rambling so long. This video is a little bit shorter than before, but I wanted to just talk on this point because I've seen people talking about Xenoverse 2 and what's going to happen with Xenoverse 3, or if it even is going to happen, like online. People are talking about it in like comment sections and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to put out this video and give my 2 cents on it. But yeah, hopefully I didn't go too out of place with like my rambling, because I didn't really structure this video at all. I kind of was just talking. But thanks for watching the video anyways. I'm gonna set a goal for 10 likes on this video again. Like I said, I do believe Xenoverse 3 will happen. And yeah. Oh yeah, also I'm trying to get more consistent on my videos, so that's another thing. Look out for some more videos soon, and take it easy.